Mass today, I took a look at the readings and I thought, oh, we're already telling the Christmas story. We still have some time before Advent is over. But we're anticipating the joy of what that Christmas day means. So I reflect a little bit that I'll share with you today on why this is such a powerful season for me, and I hope for you. We all know the Christmas story. We know the images, the manger, the angels, the shepherds, the wise men. And we know the symbols of our modern celebration of Christmas, the trees, the lights, the presents, family meals, family time, and of course, winter break and time away from school. And these are good, and we celebrate those joyfully. But the danger is that the power of what this day really means can fade for us. When those things become routine or common or expected, even though we have to wait a whole year till we can do it again, but we still know roughly what it's going to be like and what we're looking forward to. And the danger is we can lose sight of the incredible reality of what it is that we're celebrating. Here's what that means to me. The incarnation is God breaking into his own creation, a singular act and an inspiration of hope. To me, it's truly the greatest miracle of the story of Christ among us. Now, my theology department may argue with me about that, but to me it's even more powerful than the Easter story, and I'll tell you why. Because it did not need to happen. God could have remained remote, unknowable, capricious, as are all the gods that humans have invented over time to try and explain our existence. But instead he chose to become accessible, and in doing so, to know what it is like to be one of us. And what did not have to be is. I think there's 4 reasons why this can make sense to us. First, I think that he chose to do this to become knowable and relatable for us. How else can we know God in our lives? How can God truly know us? He could be too remote, too mysterious, too unreachable, too incomprehensible for us. But now we have the true story of Jesus. We know substantive things about his life. We know the reality that he walked this earth as a human being just like you and me. And that makes God real to us in a way we can truly begin to connect. I think he did this to share it in our experience. I think like any true leader or parent or teacher or coach, he is not asking us to do anything that he is not willing to do himself. I think he understood that. I think he came here among us and he felt joy and happiness and pleasure and friendship and love, just like we do. And he also felt pain and anger, frustration, hurt, temptation, disappointment, and he suffered death, just like all of us do. He was willing to endure what he's asking us to endure and not sit remotely in judgment and give us an unattainable reality that he himself would not go through. I think he did this also to show us an example of how to live in a world that quite honestly does not always make sense. Our reason alone is not sufficient for us to understand the world we see around us. Why am I decorating a Christmas tree while a tornado is slashing through Kentucky? This doesn't make sense. This world doesn't make sense. We can't understand it ourselves. And God recognizes that, and what he's trying to show you is whether or not you can understand it, there is a way you can live in response to that world. And by coming in and being Jesus Christ present among us, he's showing us how to do that. More than just old prophecies in books by Old Testament prophets, he became real to show us that. And lastly, I think and believe with my heart that he came to give us hope in the reality of the promise of reunion with the great creative force from which all life and existence comes. To bring testament to the fact that this is not all there is. that there is so much greater, beyond the limitations of the world we experience, and that we can know it, and that we will someday be one with it. This creative force of the entire universe became manifest, and we are heirs to that inheritance. The world has not been the same since that moment, centuries ago. And yet it is also very much the same. The Roman world was a violent world. It was a world of grinding poverty. It was a world of injustice. It was a world of famine and disease. And our world today has its own challenges. Challenges with COVID, challenges with injustice, challenges with war. It's not as different as we'd like it to be. And so Christmas is just as necessary today as it was 2,000 years ago. And that is really why it's important for us to celebrate it every year. To relive again the astonishing, the unnecessary, wholly gratuitous moment where God gave us that pure gift, that expression of how much He loved and cared for us. The great creator of everything that is chose to be what did not have to be. It's more resonant to me than Easter even because once He became human, death was inevitable. But He did not have to become human in the first place. That was the choice He made that changed everything about our ability to relate with Him. So this Christmas, I do wish and pray for joy and happiness for all of you and your families. I want you to enjoy the time, know the joy of the season, rest from your labors, celebrate with all the traditions and comforts that you have. But take some time, make some time to find a quiet moment to pray and reflect on the profound and great mystery and truth of what lies behind the reason we celebrate. Spend a moment to ponder and understand the true meaning of the presence of the one we call Emmanuel and what it really means to say, God is with us. Bless you all and have a wonderful and Merry Christmas.